I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I love it when all my friends show up. And we are indeed all friends, right? With a lot of love and kindness and so many other wonderful attributes. This is the place to come on Sunday morning, right? So I'm going to be speaking about words, how important words are. And if you were here for the meditation, I brought up the word beauty. Because there is so much beauty in the world. We may not always think that, but we have to look. See, that's why if we focus on our words, we see so much more than if when we're speaking, you know what we're doing? We're creating energy. And when we focus on a word, we're creating more of that energy. And of course, that can go either way, right? I love that video. You know, I believe in synchronicity. And that was synchronicity to what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. She spoke about some of the things we could be thinking, like, oh my gosh, look at that. You know, that becomes energy. If we're complaining about something, that becomes energy. And guess what? The more we do that, that becomes our mindset. It becomes our law. It becomes our intention. And we're going to see more to be critical about. You ever thought about that? But when we're happy and when we're joyful and when we see beauty, we're going to see more of that. So we are taught to watch our thoughts and all of that, but I'm also saying within those thoughts are words. And we are encouraged to be mindful, that's a Buddhist term, be mindful of the words we choose to use. Because they affect us. And they influence not only the way we create our lives, but those around us. We want to be uplifting, right? I know so often, it's so beautiful to watch. When someone is not feeling well or not really 100%, and someone will come up to them and give them a compliment or on their dress or whatever. You know, wow, thank you so much. Doesn't that lift you up? That made a difference in that moment because it was something that they weren't in the flow of in that moment. We are called to be that person. Those individuals that can help create that kind of energy in the world. See, we don't think of, when we think of intentions, we think of something that we're really, you know, I'm going to intend to do this. But I believe even the word intention, you know, we've heard it. Well, I intend to do this, but we've all said it. I'm no exception. So how much did I really put into that intention? What words did I use? Okay, the word but, right there. Okay, I see this beauty here, but we just diminished that beautiful creative energy, right? We look in the mirror getting ready in the mornings. Okay, and we can all relate, okay, so today my hair is not that great, but I'll live with it because I have no choice. I mean, it is what it is. Yes, Don. Yes, I love it. Or if I could share a cute little story about hair. Our grandson, when he was really little, went to get, his parents took him to have his first haircut. And he had an uncle who had shaved his head bald, and he wanted his hair bald. And his mother said, no, that's not happening. And so he's only like 2 years old. And he said, and I wasn't there, this is before me, but his daughter told me, he said, okay, then how about like my grandpa, a little bit off the top? And then his daughters were afraid to tell him, and I said, I'll tell him. It's so cute. That created so much joy and so much love, because his grandson was paying attention to what his grandpa looked like, and he thought it was a great thing. Aww. Right? To look like his grandpa. It's all in how you look at it. I thought it was a great thing. So whenever we are challenged or there's something going on in our life, and I know it can be difficult at times, but when we practice, try to look for the beauty in it. Maybe even if we don't understand what's going on, like, okay, I've been doing good, life has been good, and all of a sudden, boom, you're hit with something. If we look at that and say, okay, I call them growing pains. This is for my growth. There's something ready to be revealed, because honestly, I believe we are not given any more than we can truly handle. I choose to look at that way. Because beauty, I mean, how many of us have had gone through challenges years ago, and you look back at it, what do you see? Woo! I went through that. It's all good. It was for good. Look at me now, right? Look at me now. We went through that. See, those words that we choose, whether in silence or the words we speak, there's a responsibility to it, because it does influence our lives. There are times when we may not even be aware. See, the key to metaphysicians for us all is to become more aware, more observant, self-aware. You ever pay attention to yourself? Even times when you notice things? I know I have said things before, and I immediately know, okay, I just told on myself something I really didn't want to. And my hope is, I hope those people aren't as evolved. Hopefully they didn't understand what I was saying. Hopefully they didn't get it. Because I didn't feel so good about it. And that's honest. I can be honest about that. You know, and that's the key to our spiritual growth. We have to be honest with ourselves, because none of us are all that. What I mean is, we are all that, but we are moving into that space where we are mastering, we are learning to master our life. And will we get it all in this life? I don't know. I'm still not levitating. You know what I'm saying? We could be real. We can be real with our words. And so because they carry such power. You know how much power our words have? They can make or break something. They can be encouraging, or they can be discouraging. See, we are encouraged to be present and pay attention to the words we choose to use. And sometimes that may mean not using words at all. Especially if from the video, especially if we're angry. I know for myself, if I'm really angry, it's best if you leave me alone. Or when I was raising my son, just go to your room. Go to your room. Because I don't want to unleash. Because then you regret it, right? Because you were acting out of anger. And you probably didn't mean all those things you were going to say. Because that anger comes from whatever issue we have inside of us. And it was just a trigger. See, these are little nuances, little things we need to become aware of. But here's something that I want to share with you. How would it feel like if we used a word, a powerful word, as an intention word to help create our lives? Okay, I was introduced to this many, many years ago. A few of us picked a word, or more precisely, the words picked us. That's why if you were here for the meditation, I encourage you to listen to see what word or words are coming up for you. Because they're there. Spirit is always talking to us. So many years ago, I was inspired by a book that kept bringing up the word authentic. And it's no coincidence. That book was given to me as a gift. You know, I do not believe in coincidences. Anyone else here? Things happen at the right time. And so I really, while I was inspired, I didn't really get the whole essence of being authentic. That word called to me. So that became my personal word back in 1990 something. I know, that's a long time ago. But I still use it. That word became a part of me. It was my intention. It was my mindset. And what came from that word? Okay, I was already a practitioner in a Science of Mind church, and I at some point felt called to be a minister, although it took me 3 years to say yes. And then one day, I thought I would go to a certain ministry school, but one day I was looking on the internet, and this ministry school called to me. It just came out, and that's where I ended up going. So I'm not going to tell you all the details, but from that word authentic, I knew that I needed to be more myself, because I was living at the time who other people thought I should be. This is the right thing to do. You should do this. You should not do that. So this word, I accepted, and it went through my entire being. My ministry came out of that word, authentic living ministry. And from there, so many things came through. I'm speaking to you here as part of that ministry. There were things that I was taught and told specifically not to do because it was taboo. Well, my authentic self within me that I did not know was there. You can do it, girl. Mm-hmm. So I do energy therapy. I do Reiki. Those were things that I had no clue I was going to be doing because it was not allowed. See? And there are more things. But see, that word is so embedded in my soul. It was there already. I just couldn't articulate it. So there is a word for each one of us brewing somewhere within your being. And it could be any way that you want it to be. You could use it as a meditation. You bring up that word every day, or just allow it to just work through your whole body. Just accept it as that word. And that's not to say that over time you may not choose to change it, because maybe you're complete with this word. Now, I know I'm not complete with my authentic word, because honestly, it started out very simple, and it's going deeper and deeper and deeper. That's the journey I chose. Or I should say it was chosen for me. Everything I understand that I've gone through was to bring me to this point. And that's true of all of us. So, there's so many words we can choose or allow for us to come through. Let me give you some examples. Harmony, peacefulness, joy, happy, freedom, passion for life. Just one word. Now, from those words, we can also create a vision or a mission statement for our lives, which I have done and have added to it over years. What I'm saying is a single word can help create something that maybe we aspire to, a dream we haven't fulfilled as of yet. Remember, it's never too late and anything is possible. I don't care how old we get. I'm over 40. And I'm still going. A little bit over 40. And I'm proud of it because you know what? I've lived a lot of life like many of us here, and we're still smiling, and we're still doing good, and we're still here, and we're still doing all that. Yes. I say yes to that. Because we have chosen it. So, okay, what are some words that you think or you feel might be something? It doesn't have to be your word, but what are some words? I just want to hear some words that could be used as a personal word, a personal intention for your life.
Inspirational.
Gratefulness.
Gratefulness, beautiful. What'd you say, Jane? Yes, beautiful.
Radiant.
Yes.
What'd you say, Althea?
Radiant.
Radiance, yes.
Divine.
Yes. So how did you feel when you said those words?
Powerful.
Powerful. You know what? I'm feeling a lot of energy up here because you have spoken your word. You have spoken your word. And that may or may not continue to be that word, but it bubbled up from inside you. And I love that. And I hope that we continue to use our word to continue to grow spiritually. Because we know that we are spiritual beings. And we're just having this human, joyful experience right now. We have this human body. But, you know, our body is within our spirit. And if we allow our spirit to guide us, we will know we need to take care of our bodies as they're reading. Because so often, you know, we get into our spirituality and we forget to take care of our bodies. Well, we need our bodies. So we do the best we can. And even when we get into challenges with our bodies, it's okay. We're healing. We are healing. We are bringing forth the truth of our being. We're letting go. Have you ever thought about that? We think about when we're sick and all of that as, oh my gosh, I'm not doing something right. I'm here to tell you, you are. There's no right or wrong in the first place, but we're moving forward because our spirit is saying, okay, there's a little thing in your body that needs to be tweaked and come out. We're going to help you do that. I'm going to help you do that. And so, you know, there's always that saying about be careful what you ask for. And that includes our words. Something simple as, years ago, I wanted to go on a long walk somewhere. You know, just somewhere, and I didn't know where yet. But anyway, Don and I went to the Rose Bowl. Anyone know the Rose Bowl in California? Anyway, he found the greatest parking spot, real close to an entrance. So we got there, it was wonderful. And then afterwards, though, they locked the doors to that entrance. And I'm like, okay, this is not happening. So, and it was during the day, thank goodness. So we had to walk all the way around to get to it. Of course, Don's like, you know, he was the happy one, and I'm growling. You know, and mind you, there's beauty all around. Trees. I mean, the weather was gorgeous. It took me a little while, because I'm like in my mode, oh my gosh, look at how I... And then I remembered, well, you asked for a long walk, and you got it. So I did finally come around, and I was joyfully following him. So my point in telling you that is our words have power. And sometimes, and many of you may do the same thing, you'll say a word or say something, go, oh, never mind, universe, I didn't mean that. Continue to say that. Because those words matter too. Because see, what that's doing is we're becoming more aware of our words then. We realize that, oh, you know, I got to be more positive. See, there's the thing. Let us try to use positive, uplifting words. And so here's something that I do. Because, you know, we are influenced by all the words in the world. We are. And sometimes even when we are around people and you know, or we hear things that aren't something we really want to hear, and unless we become aware, sometimes we get sucked right into it. Because, and there's no right or wrong to it, it's just that we're trying to do the best we can, and we lose sight of that sometimes. Next thing you know, we're in it, and then we realize, oh my goodness, I got to change that. You know, because I don't want to be in that. And sometimes when we're working, we're doing whatever we're doing, our mind seems to wander. Anybody's mind wanders sometimes? So I'm not alone. Okay, thank you. And sometimes it's not so cool. It's like that Melissa was saying, oh, you know, I don't know, she could have worn a better dress, or my dress, or whatever, you know. And then I catch myself, and I'll say the beauty prayer. Or I'll say, thank you, God, for the reminder. The beauty prayer, of course, is the beauty I live with, the beauty I live by, the beauty in which I base my life. That brings me right back. But it takes practice. It takes practice because the honesty is that sometimes we will fall short of our own intention. That's the human side of us. But remember, when we work with our human side, with our spiritual side, there's a merging of truth. There is that love, there is that beauty, there is that joy. So I really want us to remember how powerful our words are, because it makes all the difference in our lives and those lives we touch, and ultimately to the world. Because we know how it works, we metaphysicians know how it works. We know how it works. But where does it begin? Right here? Does it begin right here? Yes. I love the peace song, because let there be peace on earth, we all want that, and it begins with me. not someone out there. You know, not if this and this would stop, we'd be okay. I'd be at peace. Because, and someone just mentioned to me this morning, and it's such a good point, that we will have things come up in our lives. We will see things out there. And it's how we respond to them that makes the difference. We can invite stuff in, or we can thank you but no. It's great to know what's going on because we have to live in this world, but we don't have to be in it. What we do is uplift. We can hold us all in prayer, universal prayer. We can imagine what a world could look like. And we see that, and we see that here. See, there is peace on earth. We just have to look for it, and we have to cultivate it, and we have to be that presence of peace, of beauty. Is that all making sense? So when we go out today, have fun. Use beautiful words. Say hi to everyone you meet, knowing that they too are beautiful and divine. They are God expressing, just like we are. And we saw a lot of cars on the road this morning. And I'm saying they're probably all going to different churches. And that's what I felt. That's what I saw. That's what I wanted to see. It doesn't matter what church. It's whatever they believe, it makes a difference. Because I know someone had said to my mother, my stepmother, who said, well, you know, Regina, she's not going to be saved because she's not going to my church. And my stepmother says, well, I don't know what she's doing, but she's never been this happy. So whatever she's doing works for her. Right? So I'm going with that. Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel your divinity, whatever makes you feel love, where you go. Like Don said, we love coming here. We're just among friends. So, when you go home, if you choose to, in your meditation or contemplation or something you're hearing already from within, that voice, your intuition, maybe there is a word for you. Choose it. Accept it. And see what happens. You know, and of course, it's over time. You know, sometimes we don't even need to focus on that word, like authentic. I just accepted it, and because the subconscious takes a hold of it, and things happen. All we have to do is listen, pay attention, and see what's going on. See, that's our part, because sometimes we say, well, I prayed for this, but I don't see anything. Well, sometimes it's a process. But it's happening. You have to trust that it's happening. Okay. Let's speak the word. Let's move into a short meditation to just allow all of this spirit information to soak into our consciousness, into our awareness. And simply know that we have been in the presence of beauty, of love, of greatness, of power, through the words that we have all spoken this morning, through the places we have been inspired. We allow ourselves to be open and receptive to our divinity, our spirit, to God. Knowing that we are always guided for our highest good. Let us be mindful of the words we choose, knowing that behind each breath, each whisper of the word, lies great, immense power. This energy that waits to manifest the beauty of our souls, individually and collectively. We continue to be mindful, grateful, and self-aware of who we are and who we are together as one. We hold each other up in the words we choose, knowing that as we do, we ourselves are lifted up. We allow ourselves to be inspired and open to the beauty that always exists everywhere we look. We remember that our state of being, our authentic state of being, is love. We came from love, we are love. That is our truth, and we live by it. We allow that energy to radiate in that power. And so as we move through our day, we remember how Spirit has spoken to us and through us and as us, through the words that we have spoken. And we are grateful to have this opportunity to be together as one, and sending many blessings and love to those who could not be with us this morning, knowing that they too are loved. And we bless every person on this planet, knowing that it is through our energy, through our words, we can make a difference to what is being manifested in our spirit for our highest good. So I simply say, thank you, God, thank you, life, thank you, Spirit, for the blessings that we continue to receive and the blessings we continue to give. So it is in this gratitude that I release these words I've spoken on behalf of us all into the creative medium we call the spiritual law, knowing that these words are already manifesting in magnificent form, and so it is.